Ooh. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's Taco Tuesday, and I've got Walmart grocery store that's right there, which is great. I tell you, when I first started working on the red brick house, I was like, oh my God, I've got a Walmart, not a full Walmart, but the Walmart marketplace right next door. And I tell you what, it has been a godsend because for the majority of the construction that we did here at the red brick house, we didn't have a bathroom except for the Walmart one. So we'd go over, use their facilities, buy us a snack or a drink or something, and come back over and get to work. Saved my ass. And when it's time for dinner and you're cooking dinner and you realize, man, I don't have any sugar. Walk right over there and don't have to go to the neighbor's house because the neighbors, well, they're all dead. It's a cemetery. So it's really easy and convenient for me. It's picturesque when it snows out here, and we're beginning to get the snowstorms beginning to settle in. And I'm amazed because I had been out and driving around, and I was like, the roads, excuse me, the snow wasn't sticking to the roads because it had been kind of warm yesterday, and I'm like, maybe this won't be that bad. But literally, in the last like 15 minutes, all of a sudden the snow has started to stick on the road. In fact, you can probably see it beginning to get covered that quick. Now, the good thing for me is I got a Walmart right next door, and they keep the Walmart open. So this is literally like one of the first streets that they start plowing and treating. So I'm usually, or at least the last time we had a big snowstorm, I was in great shape because I'm right next door to a Walmart. And I'm gonna go over here and get some steak, some ribeye steaks for my chili, so I can make a nice pot of chili on this cold evening. Be that as it may, I am literally avoiding the subject here. The subject being how the Cowboys constantly screw the pooch. Kellen Moore, let me say, Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, is now going to be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. And I'm wondering if this actually makes him an even hotter coordinator than Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Because those guys, now they have gone to the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row, but they don't have Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator to their resume, having coached the Super Bowl MVP. The thing that we always do as Cowboy fans is, because we have failed so long since Troy Aikman, we hold Troy Aikman, we hold Roger Staubach, we hold Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. We hold all of these guys up here like gods, that they were so much better than anything else that we've ever had. And you have to actually kind of question if that's actually the case, that they are so much further away better than the players that we've had here. Because, as well as our coaches. Because right now, you have to sit here and look at this when you hear Stephen Jones always talking about, we believe in our guys. We believe in our guys, right? But they let some of our guys go. Now, Kellen Moore clearly was a product of the Cowboys. Backup quarterback, became quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator, goes to the Chargers and coaches Justin Herbert, and then goes on to the Eagles for a year. That's truly one of our guys. You can't say that he wasn't one of our guys. Right? Okay. Dan Quinn. Now, he wasn't one. You better not run into my house in my car. See, it's getting slippery out here. That quick. that quick. Now, I don't know why he felt the need that he had to gun it up the hill. He could have just kind of gone through the parking lot there and avoided the hill. But hey, what do I know? We'll see if the next person, how they do. Dan Quinn, like Kellen Moore, we turned around and said, get rid of that guy. He's a bum. He sucks. He's the reason why we didn't win. He couldn't stop the run. He couldn't, slow down the 49ers. He couldn't slow down Green Bay. Fire that guy. Get rid of him. He's a bum. You remember that, right? Remember we talked about Kellen Moore, and his comeback routes and his lack of using 12 personnel and everything else. And we said, he's a bum. Get rid of him. All we got to do is fix the coaches. But it's funny because he now has a ring. It's funny because Dan Quinn in 1 year has done more than Jerry Jones and crew. Just keep this in mind. Dan Quinn in 1 year in Washington has done more than Chan Gailey, done more than Dave Campo, done more than Bill Parcells, done more than Wade Phillips, done more than Jason Garrett, and done more than Mike McCarthy. And we literally ran him out of town. Remember that, right? We said guys like Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong, you don't have to gun it to get up the hill. I think he was just maybe he might have been an Eagle fan. That's what it might have been. He might have been an Eagle fan trying to show off because it's like, it ain't that bad yet, bro. Not unless you got bald tires. Be that as it may, we said both of those guys suck. We said guys like Biadasz, screw him. We don't need him. We don't need Dante Fowler or Dorrance Armstrong. They're bums. They're bums. And yet those guys are all having success right now. And this is where you realize we are bums. We are bums because of the front office. We keep looking and saying, Romo sucked. Dak Prescott sucked. They're not good. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. He's a bum-ass quarterback. He's a choker. He's a choker. And I always get yelled at or get cussed out and saying, you're just a Dak supporter. You're just literally on Dak's, balls here, You're a Dak bootlicker. All these kind of crazy things. And what I'm trying to tell you is the same thing I said when we hired Brian Schottenheimer, or if we'd kept Mike McCarthy. It doesn't matter who the coach is, as long as the Joneses continue to do the same thing. The people we've had here haven't been bums. That's what we have to understand. We've had really good players. We've had some good coaches. But the Cowboys don't use every tool that's in the arsenal to succeed. They don't. We sit here and we're mad and we're saying, trade Micah Parsons because we haven't won a Super Bowl because of him. He's not doing it good enough. When the reality is there's not a whole lot of players out there that are like Micah Parsons. That's a GM's dream to draft a guy like that, and we sit here and blame him for all our problems. Bro, no matter how good anybody is, the quarterback's coach that we're going to have, I haven't used the clip, but listening to him when he was at Boston College, and they were talking about quarterbacks, the difference of them things, he pointed out that every quarterback is different. Every one of them have different strengths and different abilities and things that they do well. Nobody checks off all of the boxes. And that's the same thing about Micah Parsons. We sit here and say, Micah Parsons is a bum because he can't stop the run. Not understanding that we have 10 other guys that we should look at it and say, well, we got edge rusher, a guy who can put pressure on the quarterback constantly, better than pretty much most players can. So how about we figure out the guys that can take care of stopping the run? Because this guy clearly, I just want him chasing the quarterback. I just want Micah Parsons to be the best edge rusher out there, getting to the quarterback and sacking him. Then I look at it and say, let me get 2 or 3 great interior defensive linemen that can also put a little pressure on and stop the run. Because if those guys can do that, and I can turn him loose, that's going to make him a better player and us a better team. We don't look at that. We look and we say, trade him for a bunch of picks. Well, I'm here to tell you, how many times have we drafted players better than Micah Parsons? How many times? He is one of the best draft picks we've had. Definitely. You can say, as far as edge rushing, since DeMarcus Ware. And how many people have drafted DeMarcus Ware types? Those guys are few and far between, people. When the Eagles spend $640 million on free agents, not the drafted players, free agents. That's could be players that they've drafted but have made it through their contract. And the Cowboys have only spent $300 million less. You understand that you're not doing everything that everybody else is doing to be successful. And that lies our problem. We have 1 month, people. We have 1 month to do something different. We got Osa. We got Goldston. We got Zach Martin. We got D-Law. We got Rico. All guys that can be free agents or they can be Cowboys. If they're not going to be Cowboys, then you have to find somebody who's at least as competent or better to replace them. And one way you can do that is get Micah Parsons signed. He's begging to get his contract done. He wants to win. You can say all you want. You say all you want about his podcast and the distractions and all that. When he gets on the field, bro takes care of business. It's time for the front office to take care of business as well. It's you guys saw this, right? I'm going long on this video just because I want you to see how quickly the snow is coming down out here. Look at this. It was barely covered when I started this video. And you can see the truck that squealed up here, that's already covered over. The truck that just came down through there, it's getting covered. It might be a long night. It might be a real long night. Let me go ahead and get to the store. Let me get to the store. There won't be any milk or bread. And Lord knows, the eggs, I need to take out a loan to get some eggs. But it's very, very picturesque when you're here in the snow. Doesn't that look like it should be on a postcard? Cemetery over there. The trees with the snow on it, the snow coming down. That's one reason why I love this house. I feel like it's in a postcard. See it? Look at it. Doesn't that look pretty? Doesn't that look amazing? Seeing the snow come down. And hopefully I don't fall and bust my ass. Whoa! Yeah, it's getting slippery. It's so picturesque. The red and black with the snow. It's my high school colors. Peace out.